Hi team, so we're going to continue working through, first of all, uh, operations with decimals. So we're looking at more multiplication and division at the moment. And then we're actually going to quickly jump into best buys. And then we're going to come back to this multiplication and division. But what I want to work through now with you is question 12. So hopefully you've all done question 11 from the previous video. So now what we're going to do is we're actually going to do this question here. So we're going to do question 12, but it relates to some of the information from question 11. All right. So let me just grab my pen. Okay, so these should have been the answers that you got from question 11. Now, what question 12 wants us to do is that it wants us to estimate the total cost of the items. So it wants us to find how much it's going to be if we purchase all of these items, but it wants us to round the cost of each item to the nearest dollar. Okay, so we're working on estimation here, and it's telling us to round to the nearest dollar. Okay, so I'm going to insert another column to the right. Okay, so if I've got $29.40 and I need to round to the nearest dollar, okay, I've got 40 cents. Now, because that's a 4, I'm going to take it down. So I'm going to round down to $29, okay, because it's closer to $29 than it is to $30. Okay, if you're confused about that, grab out your little rounding chart that we did in one of the first lessons. Okay, grab that guy out and have a look back at him. All right, $5.85. Now, if you think about it, 85 is closer to going up to that next dollar than taking off that 85 cents. So we're going to round to $6. Next one, $3.37. Okay, it's not above that 50 cents. So 50 cents is that cutoff point, okay? So it's 37, so we round down to that $3. All right, $9.88, 88 cents. It's above that 50 cent threshold that we talked about. So we're going to round up to $10. Okay, $4.94, again above that 50 cent threshold, so we're going to round to $5. And $11.99, well, we only have to add one more cent and we're going to be at that $12, so we round up to $12. Okay, then all we have to do is add those guys together. Now you might notice that on the computer it hasn't actually lined up my decimal places. Okay, so that's something that you really want to do when you add your decimals. Okay, line up those decimal places because you want to be adding thousandths to thousandths, hundredths to hundredths, tenths to tenths, units to units, like we would if we were working in whole number addition. All right, so we're just going to add those up. So hopefully you all had a go at adding them up. I don't mind if you do it by hand or use your calculator for this part as long as you're rounding by hand. So hopefully you all got a total of $65 when you were using those rounded numbers, okay? So that is part A. We've done an estimation of the cost, okay, of purchasing those goods from question 11, all right, by rounding to the nearest dollar. Now, it wants us to find the total cost of the items and round our answer to the nearest 5 cents. So I want you to go through and I want you to pause the video and you're going to add these numbers here. I'm going to enlarge them for you and you're going to add them now for me, right? And then we'll come back and check the answer. So if you could pause the video and find the sum of these numbers, all right, that we calculated in question 11. Okay, so hopefully you all did that. And if you have just done the addition, you should have got $65.43, all right, as your answer. Now, the key here is that we haven't actually finished the question. we go back to the question again, it says find the total cost of these items, which we've now done, but we need to round our answer to the nearest 5 cents. Okay, so if we think about it, our monetary system in terms of coins doesn't actually allow, if we're paying with cash, to function in 43 cents. So we need to round to the nearest 5 cents. Okay, so if we do this, we will have $65. Now, we've got 43. We need to decide if it is closer to 45 cents or if it is closer to 40 cents. Okay, so if you need to double check, grab out your little hundreds chart that we did and look at, well, do I round 43 to 50 or do I round 43 to 45 or do I round 43 to 40? Which one is closer? Okay. Hopefully you've all seen that we are closer to 45, so we only need to add 44, 45. Okay, so that's 2. However, if we take off to go back to 40, we need to take off 43, 42, 41. So that's 3. So we're actually closer to that 45. So it'll be $65.45. Okay, the next part is question C. So how much change would we receive if we paid with a $100 note? Okay, this is then moving into subtraction. So we've actually worked through a whole list of different operations here. Okay, now hopefully you've realized that we're taking our $100 note and we are going to take away our $65.45 that we have spent, and we're going to see how much change we're going to get back. So if you could pause the video now and quickly solve for me $100 minus our $65.45. Okay, we're going to do this by hand. Hopefully you had to go by hand. That is my preference, is that you actually do this and work on your mathematics. So we're going to set it up. I'm going to go 100 and we're going to go minus. Now I'm going to line it up. Okay, my 6 is in my tens column. Okay, so I'm going to line it up right here under that 0, and I've got a 5 in the units. Okay, my 100 has a decimal place that I don't draw. Okay, it's that invisible mathematics that we've talked about before, just after itself. Okay, goes in the same place as where my decimal place is for my $65.45. So $65, and then I'm going to put my 45 cents. Now, at this point, some of you might be freaking out and going, Miss Monroe, there is nothing in this top row here. What am I going to take 45 away from? Okay, invisible maths again. You need to draw in the placeholders. Okay, you need to pretend, or well, not pretend because they're there, but draw in those zeros to hold that place. All right, now, some of you might be a long time since you've done any subtraction like this. Now, if you pretend that those decimal places aren't there, okay, we're going to work as if they're not there for the moment. Now, if you had 1,000, okay, so I need to do some borrowing so that I can do this subtraction without getting all jumbled, okay? So I'm going to look at my 1,000. I'm going to use this as the 1,000 because I can't borrow from here. I haven't got any whole numbers. I've got nothing in my tenths column. So I'm going to borrow from here. I'm going to make this 999. Right, I'm pretending that I'm ignoring that decimal place at the moment just to keep it simple. All right, and I'm going to place what I borrowed, okay, just here. So I end up with a 10 in my hundredths column. So 10 hundredths minus 5 is 5. All right, 9 tenths minus 4 tenths gives me 5 tenths. okay? 9 units, take 5 units, gives me 4 units. 9 units minus 6 units, so gives me 3 units, okay? And that right there is my answer. If you want to double check it, okay, double check without using your calculator. All you need to do, set it up in a different sum, just over here, and we're just going to do it backwards. Okay, we're going to go 65 minus 65.45, and we're going to add that to what our answer was. So 34.55. Sorry guys, I'm waiting for my pen for my drawing tablet. I lost it. Okay, so again, we're going to work from our hundredths column first. So 5 plus 5 gives us 10. So we put down our 0 and we carry our 1 over to our 10th. We've got 5 plus 4 is 9, plus our 1 that we carried over gives us 10 tenths. So we put down our 0 and we carry our 1 over to the unit. All right, we've then got a 5 plus 4 gives me 9, plus another 1 gives me 10 in the unit. So put down my 0 and I'm going to carry my 1 over to my tens column. 6 plus 3 gives me 9, plus the 1, put down the 0, and I put down my 1 as well because it's carried over already. It would end up being 1 plus 0, which gives me 1. And I've got my $100 back. All right, great way to just practice that mental maths and make sure that you've got the right answer. Okay, so let's talk through these questions that you're now going to do independently. All right, I've made them as big as I can. So if you're happy and comfortable to read through the questions, work through them, pause here and skim through them and answer as you go. For those people who just want a bit more clarification about what the questions are asking, keep watching. All right, so question 13 is what we're going to work on. In each of these calculations, round your answer to the nearest cent. Okay, so we want to calculate the cost of one item in each case. All right, so here we've actually jumped into some division problems. So I'm actually, for those of you who'd like a bit more of an understanding about how to do some more division problems, all right, so division. Let's jump over to our other slide and have a quick look at how we can do some division problems without just jumping straight on our calculator, because we're not always going to have our calculator, so it's really great to get some practice in. All right, so let's set it up. What the question is actually asking us is that we purchased 9 bread rolls and our total, so the amount that we handed over, was $5.40. How much is 1 bread roll? That's what the question's asking. So I want to go $5.40 divided by 9. All right, that's what I'm setting up. Okay, so division. I want to know how many times does 9 go into 5? It doesn't. I've got 5. I can't easily, in a whole number, fit 9 in there. So 0. I then make my number 54. Okay, so I need to know how many times does 9 go into 54? It's 6. All right, it goes in equally. Okay, because 6 times 9 is 54. So I put down my 6. And then I go, well, how many times does 9 go into 0? And it doesn't, and I don't need to carry on. Okay, the next part is, well, where do I put my decimal place? So again, I want you to think about your estimation. So that's where we're going to go with this. All right, so if you're talking about estimation, we're looking at 5 as a whole number. How many times does 9 go into it? So it doesn't go in as a whole number, so we're not going to have it as 6. That doesn't logically make sense. Neither does 60. 9's not going to go into 5 60 times. So now we need to think about, well, is it 0.06? So am I going to have 0, I'll get my pen back. Okay, is it going to be 0.06? Does that make sense? Or does 0.6 make more sense? Okay, so if you think about it, I'm this close to having 2 lots of 5 in 9. Okay, so 2 lots of 5 would be 10. All right, I'm just a little bit under that with my 9. So really, it's about that 0.6, okay, because nearly half, just, you know, I'm a bit over half of my 9 fits into this 5, okay, so we were going to put our decimal place here, okay. For some people with division, you might not be at that point and you still might be just getting your head around decimals. Don't stress too much about that. What will actually happen is when you set it up like this, your decimal point. Right, I'm going to leave it there because I actually don't want to confuse you. If you can do the division and then reason out and use that estimation, right, that's a great starting point, and then just checking in with a calculator for now. We'll go into a little bit more depth in some upcoming videos, okay? So what I want you to do now is work through question 13A and question 13B. Now, 13B, you need to remember that it's telling you that 3 kilos of this. So to find 1 kilo, you need to divide it by 3. Okay? Same with the 7 kilos of sausages. So here, you need to divide this by 7. Okay? To find out what 1 kilo would be worth. Use that same reasoning for question C. Okay? So we're trying to find out for 100 grams. All right, see how you go, and then let's check in with the answers. Okay, so answer time. So we were working through question 13. So 13A, you should have got 60 cents. Question B, let's just make sure that we're double checking what we're actually working on. Okay. That one there, that one there. Sorry, team, bear with me. Okay. Question 13. So, 1 bread roll will cost you 60 cents, okay? A carton of milk will cost you $2.89. 5 CDs, so 1 CD, one DVD costs you $18.95. They should just get a Netflix subscription. All right, question B. 1 kilo of tomatoes is $4.65. 1 kilo of sausages will cost you $6.85, and a kilo of dog food will cost you $13.61. All right, C. 100 grams of salami, 100 grams will cost you $12.95. 100 grams of cheese will cost you $1.59, and 100 grams, of cashews will cost you $1.95. All right, so hopefully you are all over that at the moment. All right, we're going to pause here. All right, what I want you to do now is actually take a photo of the work that you've just done, and you are going to upload that onto your Google Docs slide. So you're going to take a photo of the work that you've done in your book and upload that to your Google Docs slide. So do that now, and then check on the checklist for your next instruction.